Dark City is a movie that starts off as a mystery, but slowly turns into something much bigger. The main character, John Murdoch, wakes up with no memory and has to figure out why he is being accused of murder. As he searches for answers, the audience learns that the city he lives in is not what it seems. What makes Dark City interesting is how it uses science fiction to explore real questions about memory and identity. The movie asks whether we are defined by our past, our choices, or something deeper than the memories we carry. In this video, I will explain how Dark City connects to cosmic horror through its dark setting, strange but familiar world, and themes of human powerlessness. I will also look where the movie departs from the genre, especially compared to other cosmic horror films we've watched in class. Right away, the title of the film matches the world we are shown. The city is literally dark. Almost every scene is covered in shadows. There is no real sense of daylight or normal time. This gives the movie an uneasy feeling from the beginning. The city looks familiar because it has apartments, streets, police, restaurants, and train stations. But it also feels unnatural. Something about it is clearly off. One of the most unsettling parts of the movie is that nobody in the city seems to question why it is always nighttime. The people living there accept this world as normal because they do not know anything different. This connects to cosmic horror because the characters are living inside a reality they do not fully understand. The world around them is not stable or natural. It is controlled by forces beyond their knowledge. This becomes even clearer during the midnight scene when everyone in the city suddenly stops and falls asleep. Time seems to freeze, and the strangers begin changing the city. Buildings shift, people are moved, and entire lives are rearranged. These scenes reveal that the city is not really a city in the normal sense, it is more like an experiment. John Murdoch's story also connects to cosmic horror through the idea of horrific self-discovery. When John wakes up, he has no memory of who he is. He finds himself in a strange room connected to a murder and has to question whether he is guilty. This makes the horror personal at first. John is not only trying to solve a crime, he is trying to understand himself. The movie uses his amnesia to make identity feel unstable. If John cannot trust his own memories, then he cannot fully trust his understanding of who he is. The spiral imagery in the opening credits and on the murdered woman's body also supports this idea. The spiral suggests confusion, repetition, or being trapped in a cycle. In a way, that is what is happening to everyone in the city. Their lives are being rewritten over and over again without them knowing. Very interestingly, this spiral is quite similar to the one seen in True Detective, also coming as a sign of madness or evil. The biggest source of horror in Dark City comes from the Strangers. The Strangers are an alien race who control the city and use humans as test subjects. Every night they tune the city by changing people's surroundings and implanting false memories. A person can go to sleep as one version of themselves and wake up as someone completely different. This connects strongly to cosmic horror because it challenges human primacy. Humans are not the most powerful beings in this world. They are being studied, controlled, and manipulated by a race that understands the city far better than they do, as they were the ones who designed it. The Strangers treat human lives almost like lab experiments. Their goal is to discover the human soul, or whatever makes humans unique. This idea is disturbing because the Strangers do not just control where people live or what they do. They control the memories that shape how people understand themselves. If memories can be erased, invented, or replaced, then identity becomes something that can be manufactured. However, Dark City also departs from cosmic horror in important ways. In many cosmic horror stories, the force behind the horror is almost impossible to understand. The characters are usually powerless against something ancient, massive, or beyond human comprehension. For example, in a film like In the Mouth of Madness, reality itself breaks down in a way that feels chaotic and almost impossible to fight. In Dark City, the Strangers are powerful, but they are not completely unknowable. They have bodies, names, a society, and a clear goal. They are trying to understand humanity because they are dying. This makes them different from many other cosmic horror antagonists. They are frightening, but they are also explained multiple times throughout the film. The movie also becomes less hopeless than a traditional cosmic horror story because John eventually learns how to resist them. He develops the same tuning ability as the Strangers and becomes powerful enough to challenge Mr. Book. By the end, John is able to defeat them and reshape the city himself. This is a major departure from cosmic horror, where humans usually cannot defeat the large force controlling them. Because of this, Dark City uses cosmic horror themes but does not fully end like a cosmic horror story. It shows humans as powerless and manipulated, but it also suggests that humanity cannot be fully controlled. Personally, I believe the ending to this movie, although great, will take this film off of most people's lists for being a cosmic horror movie. The ending leaves us not feeling uneasy and questioning like other cosmic horror films do, but quite content and almost happy with the way things ended up. In the end, Dark City begins as a mystery but becomes a story about control, identity, and resistance. Its dark setting, false memories, and alien experiments connect it to cosmic horror by showing humans trapped inside a reality they do not understand. But the movie departs from this genre by giving its alien force a weakness and allowing John to fight back and win. The horror of Dark City is not just that the characters are trapped in a world controlled by aliens, it is that they have been living inside that control without ever realizing it. But unlike many cosmic horror stories, the film leaves room for hope, suggesting that even when memory and reality are manipulated, humanity can still win in the end.